This is your complete beginner's guide to making vinyl decals on a Cricut. Hey crafty friends, I'm Sarah, and today with Creative Fabrica, I'm going to give you a complete beginner's guide to making vinyl decals on a Cricut. I'll go over what you need to make them, the do's and don'ts of creating designs for decals. I'll show you how to cut them on your machine and how to apply them, as well as including a ton of other tips and tricks so that by the end of this video you'll be confident making your very own vinyl decal project. Make sure you do stick around until the end because I'm also going to share a few other tips with you that you can try if you run into any issues. So let's get into it. So if you don't know already, vinyl decals are made out of adhesive vinyl, which is this material with a sticky backing, and it usually comes on a plastic or paper sheet. You add it to your machine to cut designs out of, then apply that to items. And they are ideal for personalizing hard, smooth surfaces. So cups, mirrors, wood, acrylic, things like that. To make them, you first of all need a cutting machine. I'm using my Cricut Explore 4 in this video, but you can use any Cricut. You will need a cutting mat, ideally a green one, unless you're going to be using Cricut Smart Vinyl. Then you will need some adhesive vinyl. So this comes in various different types like matte, glossy, glitter, holographic. You can also choose from permanent or removable too. I tend to mostly use permanent vinyl, but for things like wall decals and anything you want to be able to remove easily, then removable vinyl is better. And as mentioned, you can use Cricut Smart Vinyl, which can be fed straight into your machine and used without a cutting mat. Then you will also need some transfer tape. This is going to be used to apply your design. I tend to go for medium tack tape unless I'm applying to something delicate, in which case I would use transfer paper or masking tape. Or if you're using quite thick vinyl, then a strong tack tape will be better. And you will also need a weeding tool and a squeegee too. Now let's create our design. Let's first go across to Creative Fabrica so I can show you which types of designs work best. We don't want to choose anything like this or this that is multicolored. You need to look for designs like this that have solid outlines. You don't necessarily need to make decals all in one color though. You can use layered SVGs like this, where you cut each section out in a different color and then add one on top of the other or alongside each other to create a multicolored design. And you don't need to choose pre-made designs either. You can use fonts to type out wording. Do just try to choose thicker fonts if possible though, especially for smaller designs, because if you use a font like this and cut it too small, it is likely to either rip or just not stick very well. If you are choosing designs, I would also recommend avoiding ones like this that have too many thin or small parts, as they can be a bit trickier to weed and apply. This is a good bundle though, as it has some easier designs you can start with, and then you can work your way up to layered and more complicated ones once you get the hang of it. So I'm going to download that. Now let's go across to Design Space, open up a new blank canvas and go to Upload here. Unzip your folder by double clicking or right clicking. Then, as this is a beginner's guide, I'm going to choose this very simple design, and I'm just dragging the SVG file into the box and uploading that. Choosing an SVG is better if possible, because if it was a multicolored design, you would be able to split it into layers and then cut each one of those layers out of a different color of vinyl. To figure out the size of your design, I really recommend measuring the item you will be personalizing, just to see how much space is available for your design. If it's curved like this, don't make your design too wide, otherwise it becomes a bit trickier to apply and also to read. And if you use something like this that is tapered, it may actually be better to put your design vertical rather than curve it, just while you're still learning. In Design Space, use a shape to create a template that is the same size as the space you have just measured. Then use that to size your design over, and once you're done, you can just hide the template. If your design has multiple layers, but you want it all to cut at the same time in one color, you may need to select all and hit attach or combine and unite here, so that it stays in the same place on the cutting mat when you click make. Mine is all one design though, so I can just click make from here. If you're using Smart Vinyl, you will select without mat here, but if you're using a mat, you click on mat. On this page, you can figure out how much vinyl you will need by using the squares. So I need about 5.5 by 3.5 inches. If you're using a vinyl roll or large sheet, you may want to cut it down to fit this size to avoid wasting material. And then add that to your mat in the same place as where your design is shown on screen. And make sure it is fully stuck down with no air bubbles. A brayer roller really helps with this if your mat is starting to lose its stick. Go back to Design Space and let's go to Browse All Materials to take a look at the vinyl cut setting options. If you are using Cricut branded vinyl, you can just select the option that matches the one you are using. But if you're using a different brand, then I find that value vinyl is good for thinner standard vinyl. These premium settings are better for slightly thicker vinyl. And this holographic sparkle one is good for glitter vinyl. I tend to use premium outdoor vinyl for the matte permanent vinyl that I'm using. But you may want to do a few test cuts first to find the right setting for you. Just add a small shape to the corner of your mat and cut that first before going ahead with the full design. Once you have chosen the setting, either add your Cricut Smart Vinyl or your mat to your machine, press the arrow button to insert, and then the go button when it flashes, and that will cut your vinyl. Once it's done, remove the mat from the machine, then bend the mat away from the vinyl to remove it. First, make sure the item you're applying your decal to is free of any dirt or dust. I like to use these alcohol wipes for cups and glasses, but obviously just use something that won't damage the surface you're using. Then leave that to dry. Now take your decal and cut away any excess vinyl that hasn't been used, and you can save that for a future project. Then carefully peel one edge up and remove all of the excess vinyl from around the design. Use your weeding tool to remove any in-between bits from the design, being careful not to poke holes in the vinyl you want to keep, and also not to miss any bits. You can also use a scrap holder like this to collect your vinyl scraps, but you don't need to. Cut a piece of transfer tape that is just a bit larger than your design, peel off the backing and add that over the top of your design. Flip it over and burnish the back using your squeegee. Then carefully remove the backing paper. If the vinyl stays stuck to the paper, put a bit of pressure on with your thumb to push it back down, and then go really slowly and keep repeating that where needed. If you're using a cup like me, you can use the ridge on your squeegee to hold your cup in place while you line the design up. Then push it down and use your squeegee to burnish it again to apply it to the item. Once you can see it has all fully stuck down, start removing the transfer tape, again just pushing any bits down that pull up with the tape. Keep going until it is all removed and there it is applied. Just let it cure for 72 hours before using or getting it wet, and it is hand wash only. But if it's permanent vinyl, then it can last a very long time depending on what you add it to and how much it is used. So decals do apply that easily most of the time, but sometimes you will run into a few issues. So let me give you a few tricks to try if that happens. Let's go back to Creative Fabrica to find a font to show you this first one. So if you decide that you do really want to use a font that is quite thin like this, download and then double click or right click to install. Then you may need to save your project and force reload for it to show up in Design Space. Type out your wording, and if you were to cut this out of vinyl now at this size, there is a chance these bits will be too thin to cut properly. So make your wording much bigger, then go to Edit and Offset and add a really small offset like 0.01 and hit Apply. Now select both and click Unite. Then resize it back down again and it's just ever so slightly thicker, but that should cut and weed a lot better than before. Now when you apply your decal, if you're struggling to get it to stick, then try the squeegee trick by pushing down on your design while also pulling the tape up as you slide it along. Some bits might still pull up, so just push those down, but this should hopefully make it a lot easier to remove the transfer tape. However, especially with rough wood like this, sometimes vinyl doesn't stay stuck down super well. So my third trick is to use a hairdryer to gently warm up the glue, then again push down with a squeegee to help it adhere and smooth out any bubbles. Obviously just don't do this one on anything that heat might damage. And there we are. I hope you enjoyed that and that you now feel confident creating your very own vinyl decal project. What's the first thing you're going to personalize with yours? Let us know in the comments, and if this video helped you, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe and share with all of your crafty friends. Until next time, happy crafting.